Hi, I'm Emily Rose.
And I'm Dan Philgreen. Welcome to Shell Point Today for Thursday, April 19th.
On today's show, we'll meet an air traffic controller.
A friend of mine was working in the tower at the airport I was working at, and he said, why don't you apply for air traffic control? So I did, and I got hired about 6 months later at Chicago Center. So that's where I started my air traffic control career.
We'll find out why we're going to need a bigger boat.
Is that apparently a great white shark has staked a claim in the waters off Amity Island.
Beach is closed. No swimming. By order of the Amity PD.
Martin, you going to shut down the beaches on your own authority?
Dottie Tronis will talk about school supplies.
And our goal is to pack school supplies in bags so that they can be distributed to the employees in July of this year.
And Gary Keating will spruce up our golf game.
At this time, what people would do is basically just keep hitting golf balls. What I want students and myself to do is I will take 4 or 5 practice swings, and then I will go back and look at my divot and see where the feedback is.
Did you know that on this day in history, April 19th, 1770, Captain James Cook sighted the eastern coast of what is now Australia? Cook was a British explorer and captain in the Royal Navy. In 3 voyages, Cook sailed thousands of miles across largely uncharted areas of the globe. He mapped lands from New Zealand to Hawaii. By discovering Australia, he opened up the South Pacific to the Western world and a place for England to send convicts after the Revolutionary War. Emily, have you ever been there to Australia?
I have not, but I hear it's beautiful.
It is a really interesting and lovely place. I was there a long time ago.
I'm jealous. Well, speaking of discovering new lands, you know there's a trip to Fort Myers Beach on May 3rd that you shouldn't miss. Did you know that the Fort Myers Beach shrimping fleet is the largest commercial fishing fleet in the Gulf of Mexico? Shrimping, known as pink gold, contributes millions of dollars to Florida's economy. And this is your chance to learn firsthand about the commercial fishing industry. Your guide will take you to the seafood market receiving area where boats are offloaded, the ship store, and net shops. After the waterfront tour, head back to the Science Center to learn more about the ecology of the Southwest Florida area. Then it's off to Matanzas for lunch. Pickups begin on the island at 7:45 in the morning, and you can expect to return home around 3 p.m. Please note that there will be substantial walking on uneven surfaces and standing during this tour, so be sure to wear some good walking shoes, and also bring plenty of water and sun protection.
The memory support presentation is today. Shell Point's healthcare philosophy extends beyond traditional care. Learn about the many services and therapeutic programs that are currently provided to support individuals with moderate to severe memory loss, Alzheimer's disease, and other dementias. You'll also catch a glimpse of what the future holds for connected living memory support at Shell Point, as new programs and initiatives are developed to address a wide array of needs across the continuum of care. Presenters include Christine Galata, Shell Point Memory Support Director, and Rita Southern, Director of Assisted Living and Resident Support Services. That's 2 p.m. today in the Village Church.
Are you going to the Nostalgia concert tomorrow? If so, then you're going to experience some great love songs from the early 1900s to the 1950s, brought to you by your fellow resident musicians. Nostalgia will sweep you away with its performance, sending you into another time entirely. Come out and enjoy the music, fellowship, and some great treats. That's 1:15 in the Social Center tomorrow on the island.
Don't forget that the marketplace will be open tomorrow morning from 8:30 to 11:30. Take a leisurely stroll while you shop for locally grown produce, freshly caught seafood, homemade baked goods, Brisket Brothers pulled pork, all-natural soaps and lotions, and other unique gift ideas at the weekly market. Marketplace is a great way to get outdoors and visit with your fellow Shell Point friends and neighbors. That's tomorrow at the Island Courtyard from 8:30 to 11:30.
The Courtside Chat for Parkwood with Martin Chappelle is tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room in the Woodlands. He'll be there to discuss community news and updates with all of you. Again, that's tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room.
The Brain Fit workshop is tomorrow. Brain Fit is a fun, interactive workshop where participants move physically while doing brain exercises, which include listening to information and answering questions, creating neuroplasticity. Facilitated by Lee Health's wellness coordinator, Sarah Mitchell, this 4-week workshop meets once a week for an hour. Each week, participants will have homework for the following week's class. After 4 weeks, those in attendance will test their knowledge and retention of information and will be able to see measured improvement. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands.
Joe Klenk is here with a very special guest to tell us about this month's Aviation Club meeting.